Well, y'all, I know that I said that I was gonna turn these into banana chips, but I changed my mind because I do not have my solar dehydrator built yet, and I told myself that I was going to, during this period of time, try to do more experimental ferments. So, what I've done here is I've decided to ferment these bananas. So I had 12 bananas that were ripe bananas. So I got 12 bananas for about like $1.25, I think it was. So I took 4 of the bananas and I cooked them until like a mush until they started smelling like amazing, like like banana bread when it's hitting its peak in the oven. And then I also threw in some chopped up Brazil nuts because they're the only kind of nuts that I have. And then I sprinkled just 1 teaspoon of coarse Korean sea salt, and then a quarter cup of packed brown sugar. I like just drizzle molasses over top of it because I was gonna maybe try to brown these bananas in the pan, but I was like, this is way too risky because the flavor is just not gonna come out right. And they were smelling so good. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna fork up a good thing over here. So I'm gonna mix this all together. Here I've just got 1.5 cups of kombucha that is not terribly overripe, so it doesn't have a lot of like acids formed in it yet, like vinegar. And then I put in about 1/8 of a cup of brown sugar into the kombucha and stirred it in. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be airlocking this. So I may end up needing to mix up some more kombucha and sugar because the goal is to make this something that I can like put on as like a slightly boozy topping on top of like some vanilla ice cream, or mix it and cook it into some oatmeal, etc. Maybe use in like a banana bread. And so I'm not going to like be using like distilled alcohol, but I am going for kind of a little bit of a rum type, boozy, banana-y ferment. So I don't want to start with too much sugar because that will hold down the ferment. So as the alcohol builds up, I will just keep adding more sugar to it is the plan. But I don't know how it's going to work out yet. So if you try this, like I really don't have a whole lot of money in this because I spent just $1.25 on these bananas. And then, I've got like a little bit of sugar, a little bit of molasses, a little bit of salt, a little bit of homemade kombucha, so it's cheap. Yeah, I'm just going to see how it goes. I don't know what size jar I'm going to pack this in, but I'm going to put it in a clamp top jar because when you airlock it and do kind of like an oxygen deprivation, what it's going to do is it's going to curate the microbes in the kombucha. Like you could do this with like a ginger bug or a water kefir too, but a lot of those have both bacteria and yeast in them, and so I do not want this to be turning into like a vinegar. Okay. Now, I mean, that could also have interesting uses, I suppose. I could turn it into like add just tons of sugar and make it like a shrubby, saucy banana concoction. But I want it to mostly curate for alcohol, is why I'm going to airlock it. And I'm just going to see how it goes, I suppose. Wish me luck.